So started.
Okay, yes. Start. Okay, quiet. Let's start.
Okay, so last what did we do? Remember? Do you remember anything? What was happening with the Pandavas? They were getting tricked and cheated by Duryodhan. And what did Duryodhan do in order to kill them? Sent them to a holiday home. And what was that
Yeah. Made of Shirla, and he set fire to it, but somebody helped the Pandavas escape.
Yeah, Vidur helped him. He sent a secret message telling them that you'll be.
And they escaped through a tunnel.
Yes, exactly. So we finished there. So the Pandavas escaped through the tunnel along with their mother Kunti. And when through the tunnel they entered a deep forest. So in the forest they kind of camouflage themselves, because forest is like it has such a heavy foliage that anybody going inside the forest is hard to detect, right, that person. So they entered the forest, and there they started living in the forest for some time. And forest is a place where you can find food, like if you are not very fussy, then you can find wild food, wild fruits, and all those things. So while they were moving around in the forest, there are a lot of these demons and rakshasas who live in the forest. And there was one such rakshas called Hidamba, and he used to live with his sister Hidimbi. Okay, and because when they are walking in the forest, obviously they are getting tired, because it's a lot of walk, right? It's not just a leisure walk 1 or 2 kilometers, but you have to walk a lot in order to reach a stream, or in order to reach a tree where there is shade. So anything that you want in the forest, you have to walk a lot. So Mother Kunti was getting tired, she was getting fatigued. So what to do? So she has a very strong son. One of her sons is very strong. Yeah. You know what he did? I tried to do that. He not only picked her up and put her on his shoulders, but you know what he did with his other brothers? Nakul and Sahadev. Remember Nakul and Sahadev? He put them on his hips. And then who are the rest of the brothers? Arjun and Yudhishthir. He put them under his arms. You try to do this. I tried doing this with my soft toys, with Tanya's soft toys. I couldn't balance all of them together. But he was able to balance all his 5 brothers, including his mother.
My papa used to do this to me. He was standing and he used to put me on his shoulder.
Yeah, but it was only one of you, one, right?
No,
Not 5 more.
And there are 5 of you. But I would say except of the weight, it's easier with humans because they can hold you too.
Yeah, and they also disguised themselves. You know what they became?
A Rakshas disguise.
No, Rakshas, why will they become a Rakshas? No human want to disguise themselves as a Rakshas. They think
that they could blend in with the other Rakshasas and the Rakshasas.
But you don't want to associate with Rakshasas, right?
But we can know their plans.
Yeah. So they disguise themselves as Brahmanas, because as we discussed, these Pandavas have saintly qualities. So those kind of people are fit to become Brahmanas, because they are very, very intelligent, very intellectual, always looking for knowledge, right? So they disguise themselves as Brahmanas, and they started roaming in the forest. So one day, because they were all very tired, they were resting and sleeping in one place. And what is the quality of a Rakshasa? He can actually smell food from very far. So this Rakshas who was living in the forest, Hidamba, he smelled human flesh. And he was like, if somebody is making nice food, even we like it, right? So immediately he could smell that there are some fresh human beings in the forest. Yeah, for him it's like food, right? So he's saying, oh, I would love to have them fresh. I would just hold them and have it like a lollipop, right? Have them like a lollipop, right? So he told his sister, he has a sister also. Her name is Hidambi. So he told his sister that why don't you go and lure them and do some illusionary act and get them towards me. Okay. Okay. So Hidambi, she went and she saw Bhim, because everybody else was resting and Bhim was guarding them, right. So when she saw Bhim, instead of eating him, she liked him a lot. She fell in love with him. Okay. And she wanted him to be her husband. She wanted to marry him. Now imagine, okay. Okay. She had a crush on Bhim. Okay. Okay.
Okay, these are school stories now.
Yeah, so school story, okay. And so but you know what, one thing good about Hidambi I really like, apart from that she's a Rakshasa, there's something good about her, that she's very honest. She did not, you know, make up a story or anything. She directly went to Bhim and told him that, listen, my brother really wants to kill all of you and eat you up, but because I really like you, I do not want to do this, and I want to save all of you, and I want to help you save your entire family. So Bhim said, don't worry, I don't need your protection, I am powerful enough to counteract your brother. So then, you know, while they were talking so much, it was getting late for Hidambi to go back to her brother. So her brother Hidamba thought that, why is my sister taking so long? Let me go and check.
Oh no.
And when he went to see, then he understood the whole story, because Hidambi had taken a beautiful form. She was no more looking like a Rakshasi, but she had taken a beautiful form. So why will she change her form, right? Because she now wants to, yeah, because now she doesn't want to look like that, you know, like horrible like that. Yeah. So then they had a fight. And you know who had a fight? Bhim and yeah. And you know, Bhim was like, yeah, so you all can make that sequence how he fought, you know, Dishum he fought, and then he picked up Hidamba and just turned him from the middle, twisted his body and then cracked his body, and then Hidamba died. Okay. Yeah.
Almost like what happened in her.
He took his heart and then he took his heart.
Now what happened? Now Hidambi and Bhim, they both got married and they had a son. Now how will the son, now, and you know what happens? What happens with the Rakshasas? They have children as soon as they conceive, they have a kid in one day. So, yeah. So they just had a child, and the child was good looking or Rakshas looking? Yeah. So he had pointed ears and he had these sharp teeth, and you know, he also had a bald head. Yeah. And so they called him bald head. You know what is a bald head called? Ghatotkach. Okay, that was his name. So it was a very funny name, and thankfully he didn't go to a Rakshas school, otherwise he would have been bullied because of his name. And all of you are laughing, his friends would have laughed like that. Okay. So now, so he grew up very quickly, and Bhim had promised Hidambi that at the moment the son is born and he's grown up, he'll go with his mother and his brothers, because they had bigger things to do, right? Okay. So then, and also there's a very, very nice story why, you know, everything has a plan. When the Lord does something in your life, there is a plan. Okay, this whole episode is just not like that. So what is the plan of Ghatotkach's birth? Do you know that? When that final war of Kurukshetra will happen, then this Ghatotkach will become a shield between Karna and Arjun, because Karna is so powerful that nobody can actually come and defeat him. But this Ghatotkach will be the one who will come in between Arjun and Karna when they are having this fight. There is a weapon which Karna has, which he can use only once, and it's a deadly weapon. not Brahmastra, there's another weapon, and it's called Vasaki weapon. Okay, and this weapon, if you throw at somebody, that person actually falls down and dies. So when Karna is going to use this weapon against Arjun,
So basically a Ghatotkacha will die.
yes, so Ghatotkacha will come in the middle and he is going to fight with Karna, and this weapon will be used against Ghatotkacha. So he had such a prominent role, not now but later, okay. So as now all this episode is of Hidamba, and Hidambi is getting over. Now they are moving forward into the forest. Now as they are moving forward into the forest, lot of things happen. Now they need a shelter, they need a house to stay in, right?
So they use Hidamba's house.
No, they've moved out, because that was the that was a transaction, like, you know, they will be together till the time the child is born and till the time the child is grown up. So now Bhim has to move with his brothers and his mother, because he is the main protector, right? He is really strong, and you need really somebody who is really strong with the strength of 10,000 elephants to actually save you in a place like forest, which is a really dangerous and wild place, right?
Very big advantage for them.
Yeah, so it's a very big advantage. They cannot let go of Bhim, right? Even though Arjun is very powerful and everything is there, but still, as they need as many.
What if Arjun,
Yeah.
like Arjun has a fall or he is not able to defeat the other?
Like just in case.
Yeah, so you need lot of manpower, right, in that place. So as they were going, they found a Brahmana's house, and they started living in that Brahmana's house, because now they are moving in the forest, they really need a place to stay. So one day, you know, now these brothers are, you know, they've disguised themselves as sages. So they are moving in the forest, they are begging for alms, and whatever they get, they actually distribute amongst each other, right? And Kunti has always given half of whatever they get to Bhim, because he eats the most, right? And the rest is divided amongst the four of them and Kunti, right? So if they collect so much rice, half of the rice Bhim eats, and this much is enough for all.
Because Bhim needs the strength.
Yeah, he needs the strength, right?
And he took poison of also.
Yeah.
That made him go 10,000 elephants.
So one day, usually all the brothers go out and beg for alms, but one day it so happened that Bhim stayed back with Kunti, and they were at home. And while they were at home, suddenly from the other room where the Brahmana family used to live, they could hear a lot of howling and crying coming from there. So any guesses why that host family was crying?
Yes.
One of the members died.
Good guess, but
What if
there's
the
more to it.
Rakshas
Actually, you're very close.
invaded and killed one of them?
Very
Rakshas
close.
invaded and killed like
Maybe
one person's all
Bhim's
family.
son was troubling them.
He is not a troublesome child.
They were taken under hostage.
Huh?
Oh,
They were
I
taken
know.
under hostage.
I know. They didn't know that Bhim's son was a Rakshas, so they got scared when they saw him.
No. So this family was crying, and then Kunti, she actually eavesdropped and heard what they were saying. So the father, basically the father, mother and children in the family, and the mother was crying, and the father was trying to console her, because there was a demon in that village called Bakka. Okay, and what he used to do is, every single day he would eat one member of the family in that village. So every house had its turn. So by the time your turn would come, it will be like many years later, but every individual, every house would get a turn, and they had to send one family member. It was their turn. So that particular day, one member from their family had to go, and along with a lot of, you know, a cart full of rice and vegetables and fruits and everything, one human being had to go. and it was the turn of that particular family, and that is why they were all crying, because each one was saying that I will go, you don't go. The mother was telling to the father, you are the head of the family, you stay back, I will go, you take care of the kids. The kids were saying, no, let our parents live, we will go. And there was a small little boy also they had. That boy was saying, let me go. So everybody was feeling so much love and affection for each other that the entire family was crying and howling, and they didn't know what to do. Because if they opted not to go, then that Baka would come and actually eat all of them.
Yeah, I told you the whole family.
Yeah, he would come and eat the entire family. And what was Baka doing? Why were they giving so much food and humans also to him? Because he was protecting the entire village from other Rakshasas. So that is why they were giving him this remuneration, right?
But now they have Bhima.
But
Why don't they just leave?
Now,
But I have a question.
huh?
He's already eating so many people. One day when he finishes all of them, who will he even?
It's a big village. If he finishes people from this village, he'll go to the other village. Then he'll go to the third village.
But then he's protected that village, na? That they won't.
Then how is
I
it
feel like he's not protecting it.
He's bullying.
He's actually just trying to say, okay, I'm protecting you from that Rakshasa, but actually he is also taking advantage of them, right? Right? So, Kunti actually barged in and she said, don't worry, I am going to send my son, you all don't have to go. So, the host said, no, I don't want to take your son, for this is our turn. So, people are very righteous. They don't want to take advantage. Just because you are my guest, I don't want to take advantage of you, said the Brahmana. But Kunti said, listen, I have full confidence. You don't know who my son is, because they are under disguise. Nobody knows they are the Pandavas. Because the moment they disclose their identity, then Duryodhan will find out. Then again he'll try to kill them, and they don't want this anymore. They wanted some peace, right? So they said, so Kunti said, don't worry, my son will go and take care. So then, and then Brahman said, but then how are you so confident? So Kunti said, because my son has previously done it. He has killed many Rakshasas, and we just heard the story of how he killed Hidamba, right? So we have the proof that he is fully qualified to kill a demon. If somebody asks me, I am not qualified, I can't do that, right?
We can't.
Okay, and I won't take that.
You don't have some kind of superhuman.
Yeah, but he does have it, right? Right. So then he went, and he went with that whole cart full of food. And the moment the food is in front of Bhim, nobody can stop him.
Yeah, he just
So he barely managed to get it where this Baka stays. He got the food there because it was carried by these bullocks, and it was a bullock cart, and there was a lot of food and lot of yummy food, and the smell was intoxicating. And Bhim was like, when am I going to get this cake, and when am I going to get this rasgulla, when am I going to sit and eat? So what he did, he reached that place where Baka is there, and he knows Baka is there. Baka is sitting a little far. He's sitting there and eating and enjoying the food. Imagine, somebody is eating your food, how do you feel?
Bad.
You are like, why is he having my share? And imagine, he is a demon, okay? They have more anger than we have. We can still subdue our anger. The demons, they have lust, anger, greed in full proportion inside them, right? They cannot control their anger. So he's like, what's wrong with this person? By the time he's saying all this in his mind, Bhim is eating one rasgulla and one gulab jamun and one everything he had, and then he washed his hand also. Everything got over. The whole cart, the whole load full of cart is,
crumbs.
yeah.
No, not even crumbs were left.
Yeah, and this Bakasur is like, he just hurled one tree and he was just running towards Bhim, and Bhim saw Baka from the other side. He hurled one tree, and they were like, boxing with each other, hurling at each other, and there was this huge,
Wrestle on the pole and they fall.
yeah.
So they were just playing that, but not on the pole.
And then this fight went on for few minutes, and then Bhim thought like, now
Enough
let's
fun,
finish.
Enough fun.
Now, yeah.
Enough fun. Okay, chalo,
Yeah,
Now he
and
took his 10,000 elephants.
yeah, all that he got, he regained all that strength because he'd eaten also, na?
Yeah.
So now he's fully prepared. If you're empty stomach, you don't feel like working so hard, right? So then, yeah, and then he did all the karate move which Kabir has learned, everything he knew, and then he picked up this Bakasur and he twirled him.
And threw him.
And
With his horn and hair.
yes, and then he threw him, and this Baka fell with a thud, and he died.
And then just
And
for
then-
celebration, I would have stormed over.
And then you know what? What now? He just left that place unceremoniously because he's not going to show off to the people that I am Mr. Bhim and I did this.
Yeah.
So he just left. Yeah.
Beam. Not beam.
Okay. He just left that place and he threw his body. Where did he throw the body of Bakasur? At the entrance of the village, so that everybody gets to see that this demon is now dead and their trouble is over. So all the villagers see and they are all worried that they're very happy first of all, but they're like, who killed this guy? Because this guy is so strong. Who killed him? Who's the wrestler who came to our? So then no, he didn't reveal himself, but then the Brahmana host got to know that this is Bhim. But Kunti told them that please don't reveal our identity. So this Brahmana went and told them that don't worry, there was a sage who came to me and with his powerful mantras, because sages have this power in their mantras. They can utter these mantras and can do anything that they like. So this sage was really, really powerful and he sent his mantras, and with his mantras he killed this demon. So everybody agreed to it, because when Brahmanas say something, they all believed, right? And that's how they kept staying in this house. Now, then what happened while they were staying in this house, because Brahmanas always host people. So there was another person, another very, very powerful sage who was coming to this Brahmana's place. So when these kind of saintly people come, they sit with you, they talk about Krishna, they do Krishna Katha. So he was talking about all the good things. And then the Pandavas told him that please tell us a story of somebody who's really good, who's really powerful. So he started telling them about the birth of 2 children. But they were not born very ordinarily, they were born very extraordinarily. So he started telling them the story of Drishtadumna and Draupadi. Very tough name, no? Drishtadumna, right? Yeah, so we will do the story of these 2 children, how these 2 children were born out of some very extraordinary circumstances. It's a long, long story. We'll do it next class. Okay? Thank you so much for listening.